Hello, everyone. This is DCE again. And if you're tuning in, I want to thank you very much for taking the time out and listening to my videos. Okay. And if you're interested, please subscribe and spread the word. Okay. Now, there's an important event that's taking place in the great state of South Carolina tomorrow. And this event is being spearheaded by a grassroots organization called SC for Education. The event that's happening will be a march from the South Carolina Department of Education building to the state capitol, which is in Columbia, South Carolina. And the Department of Education building is also in Columbia, South Carolina. The people who are involved in this march are teachers. Teachers in South Carolina are marching tomorrow. And they're marching because they are fighting for not just a pay increase, but for their students. And it has been very disheartening and disturbing to hear and read the words of the governor of the state of South Carolina, Governor Henry McMaster, and the state superintendent, Molly Spearman. And they're using words and phrases like characterizing the teachers' fight for public education as them neglecting their jobs, walking out on their jobs, walking out on the students. And they're also trying to disparage the teachers in the public eye by making it seem like it's all about the money. Now, money is part of it because the starting teacher salary, the average starting teacher salary in South Carolina is far lower than the average of the other southeastern states, okay? But in South Carolina, for over 10 years, there have been a whole lot of problems taking place. One of the problems is the rate at which teachers receive a step increase for each year that they teach, a step increase in pay, slowed down and stopped for years, especially when the recession hit. Okay, that's number one. Number two, with a lack of funding from the state legislature, okay, and pushed by the past governors, yes, including the nation's darling Nikki Haley, education has been slashed year after year after year in South Carolina. So when the budget for public education is being slashed and funneled towards other things, including school vouchers and charter schools, especially private charter schools, what ends up happening is, of course, you lose teachers and you end up with the situations where many classrooms in South Carolina public schools are overcrowded. It is ludicrous. It's ludicrous for a class of second graders to have 30 and 40 students and one teacher. That's ridiculous, okay? So if the classes are overcrowded, do you think one teacher would be able to effectively teach those students? No. It's impossible for all of those students to be taught the way they need to be taught so that they can not only master the state standards for the standardized test, but also so that they're learning enough to move on to the next grade. Okay, so that's another problem. Problem number three, with the loss of teachers, okay, there are many schools where you will have classes of students that wouldn't have a teacher the whole school year, all 9 months. There would be a long-term sub or a series of long-term subs coming in week after week or day after day. Okay? What type of learning do you think is taking place in those classrooms? None. Okay? Now, number 4, another problem is a decrease in respect, a decrease in teachers being allowed to give input in the educational process. Okay, according to a study by Wallet Hub, all right, South Carolina, as of last year, was ranked number 40 in public education. Okay, so we can the states that were below South Carolina included West Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, New Mexico. All right, now last year, over 5,000 teachers left South Carolina classrooms. Okay, over 5,000 teachers left South Carolina classrooms last year. And only 1,600 students in all of South Carolina public colleges were enrolled as education majors. Okay, so you're losing 5,300 teachers, and only 1,600 teachers were in the 4-year college system. Well, over 1,600 students were in the 4-year college system as education majors. Okay, now you don't have to be a rocket scientist to be able to do the math on that. All right, and if I'm not mistaken, and this is all, I'm getting this information from the Charleston Post and Courier, and I will provide the link on this video. But you don't have to be a math genius to do the quick math on that one. All right, so